This presentation of the Stratford production of Gilbert and Sullivan's The Gondoliers is brought to you by the many fine products of Nabisco Brands Limited. For your viewing pleasure, there will be only one intermission during this special performance.
heeding. Go ye there and do their pleading. Roses white and roses red, list and learn. List and learn, ye dainty roses, roses white and roses red. Why we bind you into roses ere your morning bloom has fled. List and learn, roses white and roses red. Roses, oh list and learn, oh, roses white and red. True, there are for whom in duty every maid in Venice sighs. True, so peerless in their beauty that they shame the summer skies. We have hearts for them in plenty, they have hearts but all too few. We, alas, are 24, they, alas, are only 2. We, alas, alas, are 24, they, alas, alas, are only 2. They, alas, are only 2, alas. Now ye know ye dainty roses, roses white and roses red. Why we bind you into roses till your morning bloom has fled. Now ye know, roses white and roses red. Roses, oh now ye know, oh roses white and red.
Good morrow, pretty maids, for whom prepare ye these floral tributes extraordinary.
For Marco and Giuseppe Palmieri, the pink and fair of all the gondolieri. They're coming here, as we have heard, but lately to choose two brides from us who sit sedately.
Do all you maidens love them?
Passionately,
These gondoliers are to be envied greatly.
But what of us, who one and all adore you? Have pity on our passion, we implore you.
these gentlemen must make their choice before you.
In the meantime, we tacitly ignore you.
When they have chosen two, that leaves you plenty. 2 dozen we, and ye are 24. Enjoy your dolce far niente.
With pleasure, nobody contradicende. For the merriest fellows are we. That lie on the emerald sea. With loving and laughing and quipping and quaffing, we're happy as happy can be. With loving and laughing and quipping and quaffing, we're happy as happy can be. With sorrow we've nothing to do. And care is a thing to poo-poo. And a jealousy yellow unfortunate fellow we drown in the shimmering blue. And a jealousy yellow unfortunate fellow we drown in the shimmering blue. La 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 la.
excited voice. Hail, hail, gallant Cavalieri, benvenuti, et
Buongiorno, signorine.
Gondolieri carissimi, siamo contadine.
Servitori umilissimi, per chi questi fiori bellissimi.
Per voi, qui signori, oh eccellentissimi.
Oh ciel,
Buongiorno, cavalieri.
siamo gondolieri, signorina, io t'amo.
Contadine siamo,
Signorine,
contadine, cavalieri.
gondolieri, poveri gondolieri, poveri gondolieri. Buongiorno, signorine.
Gondolieri carissimi, siamo contadine.
Servitori umilissimi, per noi questi fiori bellissimi.
Per voi, mi signori, oh eccellentissimi.
Signorine,
Contadine, cavalieri.
gondolieri. We're called gondolieri, but that's all the dairy. It's quite already the trade that we ply. For gallantry noted since we were shirt-coated, to beauty devoted, our Sarpe and I. When morning is breaking, our coaches forsaking, to greet their awaking with carols we come. At summer days nooning, when weary lagooning, our mandolins our mandolins tuning, we lazily thrum. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la. When vespers are ringing, to hope ever clinging, with songs of our singing, a vigil we keep. When daylight is waning, enwrapped in night training, with soft serenading, we sing them to sleep. With soft serenading, we sing them to sleep. With soft serenading, we sing them to sleep. We go along, Letty, for that's all, Annie. gondolieri, gondolieri, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la, gondolieri, gondolieri, tra-la-la-la-la, 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 tra-la-la-la-la.
And now to choose our brides.
As all are young and fair and amiable besides, we really do not care a preference to declare.
A bias to disclose would be indelicate.
And therefore we propose to let impartial fate select for us a mate.
A bias to disclose would be indelicate.
But how do they propose to let impartial fate select for them a mate? These handkerchiefs upon our eyes be good enough to bind.
And take good care that both of us are absolutely blind.
Then turn us round and we, with all convenient dispatch, will undertake to marry any two of you we catch.
We only undertake to marry any two of us they catch. Are you peeping? Can you see me?
Dark I'm keeping, dark and dreamy.
If you're blinded, truly say so.
All right-minded players play so.
Conduct shady, they are cheating. Surely they deserve a beating. This too much is maidens mocking. Conduct such is truly shocking. You can spice or shut your razor. You can spice or shut your razor. You may use it by its razor. You can see so, don't tell me so. You can see so, don't tell me so. That's no do, tell let it be so. That's no do, tell let it be so. My papa, he keeps 3 horses, black and white and dapple grazer. Turn 3 times and take your courses. Catch whichever girl you may, sir.
My papa, he keeps 3 horses, black and white and dapple gray, sir. Turn 3 times, then take your courses. Catch whichever girl you may, sir.
My papa, he keeps 3 horses, black and white and dapple gray, sir.
I've at length achieved a capture. This is Tessa. Rapture, rapture.
Rapture, rapture.
To me, Janetta fate has granted just the very girl I wanted.
Just the very girl he wanted.
If you'd rather change,
My goodness, this indeed is simple rudeness.
I've no preference whatever.
Listen to him. Well, I never. Thank you, gallant gondolieri, in a set and formal measure, it is scarcely necessary to express our pleasure, each of us to prove a treasure, conjugal and monetary, gladly will devote our leisure, gallant gondolieri. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Gay and gallant gondolieri, take us both and hold us tightly. You have luck extraordinary, we might have been unsightly. If we judge your conduct rightly, 'twas a choice involuntary. Still we thank you most politely, gay and gallant gondolieri. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Thank you, gallant gondolieri, innocent and full of pleasure. It is scarcely necessary to express our pleasure.
from the Sunday Spanish shore, the Duke of Plazato,
And His Grace's Duchess true.
And His Grace's daughter too.
And His Grace's private drum to Venetia shores have come, to Venetia's shores have come.
And if ever they get back to Spain, they will never cross the sea again. They will never cross the sea again.
neither that grandee from the Spanish shore, the noble Duke of Plazato,
nor His Grace's Duchess staunch and true.
You may add His Grace's daughter too.
Nor His Grace's own particular drum to Venetia shores will come, to Venetia's shores will come. If ever they get back to Spain, they will never cross the sea again. They will never cross the sea again. They will never cross the sea again.
At last we have arrived at our destination. This is the Ducal Palace, and it is here that the Grand Inquisitor resides. Come along, my dear. Careful. As a Castilian Hidalgo of the very highest degree, and a product of many noble generations, the blood of which has always been of the very first water, I regret that I am unable to pay my state visit on a horse. It's enough to drive a Venetian blind. As a Castilian Hidalgo, I should have preferred to ride through Venice, but the streets are so wet, owing, I presume, to the rainy season, that equestrian exercise is quite impossible. Decidedly damp, I'd say. No matter. Where is our suite?
Your Grace, I am here. Why do you not do yourself the honor to kneel when you address His Grace?
My love, it is so small a matter. Still, you may as well do it.
The young man seems to entertain but an imperfect appreciation of the respect due from a menial to a Castilian Hidalgo.
My child, you are hard upon our suite.
Papa, I have no patience with the presumption of persons in his plebeian position. If he does not appreciate that position, let him be whipped until he does.
Well, let us hope the omission was not intended as a slight. I should be much hurt if I thought it was. So would he. Where are the halberdiers who were to have had the honor of meeting us here, that our visit to the Grand Inquisitor might be made in becoming state?
Your Grace, the halberdiers are mercenary people who stipulated for a trifle on account.
How tiresome! Oh, and the band, who were to have had the honor of escorting us. I see no band.
Your Grace, the band are sordid individuals who required to be paid in advance.
That is so like a bell.
Insuperable difficulties meet me at every turn.
Surely they know His Grace.
Exactly, they know His Grace.
Even a cornet à piston would be something. Oh, you do not happen to possess the accomplishment of tootling like a cornet à piston, huh?
Alas, no, Your Grace. But I can yodel.
Yodel? I think little of that. We are not the Trapp family singers.
It would not help us in the least. Don't.
My child, our sweet feelings. Be so good as to ring the bell and inform the Grand Inquisitor that His Grace, the Duke of Plazato, Count Matadoro, Baron Picadoro,
And sweet.
have arrived in
Venice.
Venice, and seek
Desire.
Demand.
demand an audience.
Your Grace has but to command.
Oh, that's a good fellow. I felt sure you would do it. And now, my love, shall we tell her?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, let's do.
You.
Oh. My child, prepare for a magnificent surprise. It is my agreeable duty to reveal to you a secret which should make you the happiest young lady in Venice.
Secret?
A secret which, for state reasons, it has been necessary to preserve for 20 years.
When you were a prattling babe of 6 months old, you were married by proxy to no less a personage than the infant son and heir of His Majesty, the immeasurably wealthy King of Barataria.
Married to the infant son of the King of Barataria? Was I consulted?
No.
Then it was a most unpardonable liberty.
Well, consider his extreme youth and forgive him. Shortly after your infant marriage, your father-in-law, that misguided monarch, was converted to the metric system. The Grand Inquisitor determined that this system should not be permitted, and Barataria caused your smiling and unconscious husband to be stolen and conveyed to Venice. 2 weeks later, that metrical monarch was killed and his followers decimated. And we are here to ascertain the whereabouts of your husband and to hail you our daughter as Her Majesty, the reigning Queen of Barataria.
Your Majesty.
It is at such moments as these that one feels how necessary it is to travel with a union band.
I, the Queen of Barataria? Oh, but I've nothing to wear. We are practically penniless.
That point has not escaped me. Although I am unhappily in straitened circumstances at present, I am still listed in Who's Who, and my social influence is still to be envied. Moreover, a public company to be known as the Duke of Plaza Toro Incorporated is in the course of formation to exploit me. An influential directorate has been secured, and 15% of the total has already been subscribed by Canadair. Once all the capital has been raised, I shall look forward to receiving the first payment of my director's fees.
As the Queen of Barataria, am I to understand that my father is being offered as a common share?
My dear, your father is blue chip, very bullish, and ripe for speculation.
But it's so undignified, it's so degrading. A grandee of Spain turned into a public company. Such a thing was never heard of.
My child, the Duke of Plaza Toro does not follow fashions. He leads them. He always leads everybody. When he was in the army, he led his regiment. He occasionally led them into battle. He invariably led them out of it. In enterprise of martial kind, when there was any fight, he led his regiment from behind. He found it less exciting. But when away his regiment ran, his place was at the Foro, that celebrated, cultivated, underrated nobleman, the Duke of Plaza Toro. In the first and foremost fight, you always found that night, that celebrated, cultivated, underrated nobleman, the Duke of Plaza Toro. When to evade destruction's hand, to hide they all proceeded. No soldier in that gallant band hit half as well as he did. He lay concealed throughout the war and so preserved his Goro, that unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Plaza Toro. In every doughty deed, he always took the lead. That unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Plaza Toro. Will you stop that, please?
When told that they would all be shot unless they left the service, that hero hesitated, not so marvelous, is nervous. He sent his resignation in, the first of all his coro, that very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plaza Toro. To make a grosser clay, he always showed the way. That very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plaza Toro.
That very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plaza Toro. Loving hearts and those that bear them may join in temporary tether, though fate apart should rudely tear them.
Necessity, invention's mother, compelled me to a course of feigning, but left alone with one another, I will atone for my disdain. Well-beloved, thy cold disdain, it gives no pain. 'Tis mercy played in masquerade. Ah, well-beloved. Ah, well-beloved. Ah, well-beloved. Ah, well-beloved. Thy angry frown is but a gown that serves to dress thy gentleness. Oh, beloved, oh, well-beloved,
What have you said? Oh, what have I done? What have I allowed you to do?
Nothing, I trust, that you will ever have cause to repent.
Nay, Louise, it may not be. I have embraced you for the last time.
Oh, but Casilda, what
I have just learned to my surprise and indignation that I was wed in babyhood to the infant son of the King of Barataria.
The son of the King of Barataria? You don't mean that child that was stolen in infancy by the Inquisition?
The same. But of course you know his story.
Know his story? I have often told you my mother was the nurse to whose charge he was entrusted.
True. I had forgotten. Well, he has been discovered and my father has brought me here to claim his hand.
Oh, but surely you will not recognize this marriage, as it took place when you were too young to understand its import.
Oh, nay, Louise. Respect my principles and cease to torture me with vain entreaties. Henceforth, my life is another's.
Oh, but stay, the present and the future, they are another's. But the past, well, that at least is ours, and none can take it from us. Oh, as we may revel in naught else, let us revel in that.
I don't think I grasp your meaning.
Well, yet it is logical enough. You've said you cease to love me.
Oh, I say I may not love you.
Ah, but you do not say you did not love me.
Oh, I loved you with a frenzy that words are powerless to express. That but, 10 brief minutes since.
Oh, my own.
Louise.
Well, that is until 10 minutes since, my own. Oh, my lately loved, my recently adored. Tell me that, say, until a quarter of an hour ago, I was all in all to thee.
Oh, I see your idea. It's ingenious. Oh, but don't do that.
Well, there can be no harm in reveling in the past.
Well, none whatever. But an embrace cannot be taken to act retrospectively.
Oh, well, I suppose that's true.
We may recollect an embrace. Oh, I recollect many.
Do
But we
you?
must not repeat them.
Well, then let us recollect a few. Hmm?
Oh, yes.
All right. Oh, Casilda, you were to me as the sun is to the earth.
A quarter of an hour ago.
Well, about that, yes.
But for this miserable discovery, you would have been my own for life.
Oh, through life and death, a quarter of an hour ago.
How greedily my thirsty ears would have drunk the golden melody of those sweet words. A quarter. Oh. Well, now it's about 20 minutes since.
About that. In matters such as these, one cannot be too precise.
And now our love, so full of life, is but a silent, solemn memory.
Oh, must it be so, Casilda?
Louise, it must be so.
There was a time forever gone. Oh, woe is me. It was no crime to love but thee alone. Oh, woe is me. One heart, one life, one soul, one name, one goal. Each in the other's thrall, each all in all. Ah, woe is me. Ah, woe is me.
Oh, Mary, Mary, let the grave close o'er the days that were, that never will be more. Oh, bury, bury love and and let the whirlwind mourn its requiem. Dead as the lost year's leaves, as gathered flowers, oh, woe is me. Dead as the garnered sheaves, that love of ours, oh, woe is me. Born but to fade and die, when home was I. Dead and as far away as yesterday. Oh, woe is me. Oh, Mary, Mary, let the grave close o'er the days that were, that never will be more. Oh, bury, bury love and and let the whirlwind mourn its requiem. Its requiem. Its
Now, my child, allow me to present you to his distinction, Don Alhambra del Bolero, the Grand Inquisitor of Spain. It was his distinction who so thoughtfully abstracted her infant husband and brought him to Venice.
Whoa! So, this is the little senorita who is so unexpectedly called upon to assume the functions of royalty, huh? Oiga, como vas, amigos? And a very nice little senorita, too.
Jimp, isn't she?
Distinctly, Jim. Allow me, Naughty temper.
You must make some allowance. Her Majesty's head is a little turned by her access of dignity.
I could have wished Her Majesty's access of dignity had turned it in this direction.
Unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, there seems to be some little doubt as to His Majesty's whereabouts.
A doubt as to his whereabouts. Then we may yet be saved.
Doubt! Rojas, crocos, amigos, enchiladas, tortillas, burritos! Oh, dear, no, he's no doubt at all. He is here in Venice, plying the modest but picturesque calling of a gondolier. I can give you his address. Hey, I see him every day. No, in the entire annals of our history, there is absolutely no circumstance so entirely free from all manner of doubt of any kind whatever. Listen! And I'll tell you all about it. I stole the prince and I brought him here and left him gaily prattling with a highly respectable gondolier who promised the royal babe to rear and teach him the trade of a time-o-near with his own beloved prattling. Both of the babes were strong and stout and considering all things clever. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
But owing I'm much disposed, I fear, to his terrible taste for tippling, that highly respectable gondolier could never declare with a mind sincere wish that too was his offspring dear, and wish the royal stripling. A wish was wish he could never make out, despite his best endeavor. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
Time sped, and when at the end of the year I sought that infant cherished, that highly respectable gondolier was lying a corpse on his humble bier, I dropped a Grand Inquisitor's tear. Oh. Los cancelamos, amigos. That gondolier had perished. A taste for drink combined with gout had doubled him up forever. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
The children followed his old career, the statement can't be parried. Of a highly respectable gondolier, well, one of the two will soon be here. But which of the two, it is not quite clear. Was the royal prince you married? Search in and out and round about, and you'll discover never a tale so free from every doubt, or probable possible shadow of doubt, or possible doubt whatever.
A tale so free from every doubt, or probable doubt, or possible doubt whatever.
You can say I married to one of two gondoliers, but it is impossible to say which.
See, without any doubt of any kind whatever. But be reassured, the nurse to whom your husband was entrusted is the mother of that musical young man who is such a past master of that delicately modulated instrument. She can no doubt establish the king's identity beyond all question.
Heavens, now how did he know that?
Hey, I heard that. My young friend, a Grand Inquisitor, is always up to date. His mother is at present the wife of a highly respectable and old-established brigand who carries on an extensive practice in the mountains around Cordoba. Accompanied by two of my emissaries, he will set off at once for her home. She will return with him. Comprende? Si. And if she finds any difficulty in making up her mind, the persuasive influence of the torture chamber will, jog her memory.
But bless my heart, consider my position. I am the wife of one, that's very clear. But who can tell, except my intuition, which is the prince and which the gondolier?
Submit to fate without unseemly wrangle. Such complications frequently occur. Life is one closely complicated tangle. Death is the only true unraveler.
Try we lifelong, we can never straighten out life's tangled skein. Why should we in vain endeavor guess and guess and guess again?
Life's a pudding full of plums.
Care's a canker that benumbs. Life's a pudding full of plums. Care's a canker that benumbs.
Wherefore waste our elocution on impossible solutions? Life's a pleasant institution. Let us take it as it comes. Let us take it as it comes. Set aside the dull enigma. We shall guess it all too soon. Fill your brain to find God's key. Your heart and satisfaction. And God will take the life of the cloud. There's no sorrow we should sob. String the lyre, fill the cup. Lest on sorrow we should sob. Up and skip to fancy's fiddle, hands across and down the middle. Life's perhaps the only riddle that we shrink from giving up. Life's perhaps the only riddle that we shrink from giving up. Then take it as it comes. Take it as it comes. String the lyre, fill the cup, lest on sorrow we should stop. Take life as it comes.
Every sigh that finds a vent shade. When you marry, marry, marry. Every song becomes a song. All is right and nothing's wrong. When a merry maiden marries, sorrow goes and pleasure tarries. Every sound becomes a song. All is right and nothing's wrong. Gnawing care and aching sorrow, get ye gone until tomorrow. Jealousies in grim array, ye are things of yesterday. When you marry, marry, maiden, then the air with joy is laden. All the corners of the earth ring with music sweetly played. Worry is melodious mirth, grief is joy in masquerade. Silent night is laughing day. Merry, merry, May, merry, merry, May. All the year is merry, 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 May, merry, merry, May. All the year is merry, merry,
And now our lives are going to begin in real earnest. What's a bachelor? A mere nothing. He's a chrysalis. He can't be said to live. He exists.
What a delightful institution marriage is. Why have we wasted all this time? Why didn't we get married 10 years ago?
Because you couldn't find anybody nice enough.
Because you were waiting for us.
I suppose that was the reason. We were waiting for you without knowing it. Hello.
Buenos dias, señores. Hey, señoritas.
If this gentleman's an undertaker, it's a bad omen.
Hey, is a ceremony of some sort going on?
He is an undertaker. No, just a little unimportant family gathering. Nothing in your line.
Somebody's birthday, I suppose, huh?
Yes, mine.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
Hey, it's a curious coincidence. And how old may you all be?
That's a rude question, but about 10 minutes.
Remarkably fine children. But surely you're joking.
In other words, we were married about 10 minutes since.
Married? You don't mean to say that you are married?
Oh, yes, we are married.
What? The both of you?
All four of us.
Creme de cacaco. Now this is extremely awkward.
You don't mind, I suppose.
You were not thinking of either of us for yourself, I presume. Oh, Giuseppe, look at him. He was. He's broken-hearted.
No, I wasn't.
Now, my man, we don't want anything in your line today. And if your curiosity is satisfied, you can go.
You mustn't call me your man. He's a liberty. I don't think you know who I am.
Not we, indeed. We are jolly gondoliers, the sons of Baptisto Palmieri, who led the last revolution. Republicans, heart and soul, we hold all men to be equal. As we abhor oppression, we abhor kings. As we detest vain glory, we detest rank. As we despise effeminacy, we despise wealth. We are Venetian gondoliers, and your equals in everything except our calling. And in that at once, your masters and your servants.
Caramba, how unfortunate. One of you may be Battisto's son for all that I know, but the other is no less a personage than the only son of the late King of Barataria.
What?
And I trust it was the one who slapped me on the shoulder and called me his man.
One of us a king!
Not brothers?
King of Barataria?
Well, who'd have thought it?
But which is it?
Hey, what does it matter? As you are both Republicans and hold kings in detestation, of course you'll abdicate at once. Buenos dias.
Well, as to that, of course there are kings, and there are kings. When I say that I detest kings, I mean I detest bad kings.
I see. He's a delicate distinction, no?
Oh, quite so. Now, I can conceive of a kind of king, an ideal king. Oh, the creature of my fancy, you know, who would be absolutely unobjectionable. A king, for instance, who would abolish taxes and make everything cheap, except gondolas.
And give a great many free entertainments to the gondoliers.
And let off fireworks on the Grand Canal and engage all the gondolas for the occasion.
And scramble money on the Rialto among the gondoliers.
Such a king would be a blessing to his people. And if I were king, that's the sort of king I'd be.
And so would I.
Come. I'm glad to find your objections are not insupportable.
Besides, we are open to conviction.
Yes, they are open to conviction.
Oh, but they've often been convicted.
Our views may have been hastily formed on insufficient grounds, or they may be crude, ill-digested, erroneous. I've a very poor opinion of the politician who is not open to conviction.
He's a fine fellow.
Yes, that's the sort of politician for my money.
Then we'll consider the matter settled, eh?
Whoa!
Now, as the country is in a state of insurrection, it is absolutely necessary that you should assume the reins of government at once. And until it is ascertained which of you is to be king, I have arranged that you will reign jointly, so that no question can arise hereafter as to the validity of your hacks.
As one individual.
As one individual.
Like this.
Yeah, something like that.
May we take our friends with us and give them places about the court?
Undoubtedly, he's always done.
I'm convinced.
So am I.
Then the sooner we're off, the better.
We'll just run home and pack up a few things.
Stop! Hey, that won't do at all. Senoritas are not admitted.
What?
Not admitted. N-O-T-A-D-M-I-T-T-E-D. Not at present. Afterwards, perhaps. We'll see.
You don't mean to say that you're going to separate us from our wives?
Only for a time. A few months. After all, what is a few months?
But we've only been married half an hour.
Hey, that's life.
Kind sir, you cannot have the heart our lives to part from those to whom an hour ago we were united. Before our flowing hopes you stem, look at them and pause before you deal this blow uninvited. You men can never understand that heart and hand cannot be separated when we die.
charm you seem to find in womankind, some source of unexplained delight, unless you're jesting. But what attracts you, I confess, I cannot guess. To me, a woman's face is quite uninteresting. If from my sister I were torn, it could be borne. I should no doubt be horrified, but I could bear it. But Marco's quite another thing. He is my king, he has my heart, and none beside shall share it. You men will never understand that woman's heart is one with woman's hand.
Do not give way to this uncalled for grief. Your separation will be very brief. To ascertain which is the king and which the other, to Baraterius court I bring his foster mother. Her former nursling to declare she'll be delighted. That settled, let each happy pair be reunited.
Viva, his argument is strong. Viva, will not be parted long. Viva, it will be settled soon. Viva, then comes our honeymoon. Viva, viva, viva.
Then one of us will be a queen and sit on a golden throne, with a crown instead of a hat on her head and diamonds all her own, with a beautiful robe of golden green I've always understood. I wonder whether she'd wear a feather. Oh, I rather think she should.
Oh, 'tis a glorious thing, I win, to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen.
She'll cross the sea in a royal yacht with her husband manning the wheel, and stroll on deck done up to the neck in a sable coat not seal, with beautiful silver shoes to wear upon her dainty feet, with endless stocks of English frocks. Oh, and as much as she wants to eat.
Oh, 'tis a glorious thing, I win, to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen.
Whenever she condescends to walk, wearing a brand new hat, with a glassy stare and a wave in the air like a well-born aristocrat. At elegant high society talk, she'll bear away the bell, with her voice pitched high. My husband and I, we trust we see you well.
Oh, 'tis a glorious thing, I win, to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen. And every mayor will scrape and bow, and our own prime minister too, and open their eyes in blank surprise at whatever she likes to do. She'll not be rude to radical groups, nor fret at the Argentine, but she will treasure with regal pleasure her rights to intervene. Oh, 'tis a glorious thing, I win, to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen. Oh, 'tis a glorious thing, I mean historical rights to intervene. So right down regular royal queen. And everyone will roundly vow she's fair as flowers in May.
And say how clever at whatsoever
She condescends to say.
She'll pass each day without a care, and frequently nap at 3.
Then late at night she'll be polite
and serve intruders tea.
Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I win to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair. For a right a regular royal queen. Oh, 'tis a glorious thing, I mean historical rights to intervene. Has the right a regular royal replying we
Sing as
one individual
as I
find I'm a
king to my
kingdom I
bid you all I'm a
where you are
object to
billions and
palaces, but you'll
find I
respect your
republican
fallacies. You'll
find I
respect your
republican
fallacies.
as they know we object to pavilions and palaces. How can they respect our republican fallacies?
For everyone who feels inclined, some post we undertake to find congenial with his frame of mind, and all shall equal be.
The Chancellor and his Baruch, the Earl, the Marquis, and the Duke, the Groom, the Butler, and the Cook, they all shall equal be.
The aristocrat who banks with coots, the aristocrat who hunts and shoots, the aristocrat who cleans our boots, they all shall equal be.
The noble lord who rules the state, the noble lord who cleans the plate,
The noble lord who scrubs the grate, they all shall equal be.
the Lord High Bishop Orthodox, the Lord High Coachman on the box,
The Lord High Vagabond in the stocks, they all shall equal be.
for everyone who feels inclined, suppose we undertake to find congenial with his frame of mind, congenial with his frame of mind, and all shall equal be. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Wherever they go, wherever they go, they all shall equal be. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go.
Wherever they go,
Wherever they go, they all shall equal be.
the Earl, the Marquis, and the Duke, the Groom, the Butler, and the Cook, the aristocrat who makes the peace, the aristocrat who cleans our boots, the noble lord who rules the state, the noble lord who sweeps the grate, the Lord High Bishop Orthodox, the vagabond in the street. For everyone who feels inclined, suppose they undertake to find congenial with his frame of mind, congenial with his
Conflicting feelings rend my soul apart. The thought of royal dignity elates me, but leaving thee behind me breaks my heart.
Farewell, my love, on board you must be getting. But while upon the sea you gaily roam, remember that a heart for thee is fretting. The tender little heart you've left at home. Now, Marco, dear, my wish is here while you're away. It's understood you will be good and will not stray. To every trace of maiden grace you will be blind, and will not glance by any chance on womankind. If you are wise, you'll shut your eyes till we arrive, and not address a lady less than 45. You please to frown on every gown that you may see. And oh, my pet, you won't forget you've married me. And oh, my darling, oh, my pet, whatever else you may forget, in yonder isle beyond the sea, do not forget, you've married me.
You'll lay your head upon your bed at set of sun. You will not sing of anything to anyone. You'll sit and mope all day, I hope, and shed a tear upon the life your little wife is passing here. And if so be you think of me, please tell the moon. I'll read it all in rays that fall on the lagoon. You'll be so kind as tell the wind how you may be, and send me words by little birds to comfort me. And oh, my darling, oh, my pet, whatever else you may forget, in yonder isle beyond
Of happiness, the very pith in Barataria you may see a monarchy that's tempered with republic and equality. This form of government we find the beau ideal of its kind. A despotism strict combined with absolute equality, with absolute equality. Of happiness, the very pith in Barataria you may see a monarchy that's tempered with republic and equality. Republic and equality. Two kings of undue pride bereft to act in perfect unity, whom you can order right and left with absolute impunity, who put their subjects at their ease by doing all they can to please, and thus to earn their bread and cheese seize every opportunity, and thus to earn their bread and cheese seize every opportunity. Ah, we act in perfect unity. Ah, we act in perfect unity. Of happiness, the very pith in Barataria you may see a monarchy that's tempered with republic and equality. Republic and equality, tempered with equality.
Gentlemen, we are much obliged to you for your expressions of satisfaction and good feeling.
You cheated! You're a liar!
I say, we are much obliged to you for your expressions of satisfaction and good feeling.
We heard ya!
We are content at any time to fall in with Republican sentiments so charmingly expressed.
That's all right. At the same time, there is just one little grievance that we should like to ventilate. What? Don't be alarmed, it's not serious. It is arranged that until it is decided which of us two is the actual king, we are to act as one person. Exactly. Now, although we are to act as one person, we are, in point of fact, two persons.
I don't think we can go into that. It is a legal fiction, and legal fictions are solemn things. Situated as we are, we can't possibly recognize two independent responsibilities.
No, but you can recognize two independent appetites. It's all very well to say we are to act as one person, but when you supply us with only one ration between us, I should describe it as a legal fiction carried a little too far.
That's a very good point. But I don't like to express an opinion offhand. Suppose we reserve it for an argument before the full court.
Yes, but what are we to do in the meantime?
We want our tea!
Oh. I think we have a little problem here that we should discuss. I think we may make an interim order for double rations of tea on their Majesties entering into the usual undertaking to indemnify in the event of an adverse decision.
That, I think, will meet the case. But you must work hard. Stick to it. Nothing succeeds like hard work, bilingualism, and a total lack of parliamentary experience. Oh, certainly. We quite understand that a man who holds the magnificent position of king should do something to justify it. We are called Your Majesty. We are allowed to buy ourselves magnificent clothes. Our subjects frequently nod to us in the streets. The sentries always return our salutes. Ha! And we enjoy the inestimable privilege of heading the subscription list to all the principal charities. In return for these favors, the least we can do is to make ourselves useful about the palace. Rising early in the morning we proceed to jog a mile. Then our majesties adorning with a constant public smile, we embark without delay on the duties of the day. First we polish off some bunches of regrets to formal lunches and political dispatches circumvent. Then if business isn't heavy, we may hold a royal levee or ratify some acts of parliament. Next we probably regale our fellow mates with some stories of our cousins in the States, or call out our whole militia for review, and then dismiss all five with fondue. After that, with iron stomach, we note matters economic. It's a rather messy business, we are clearly in a jam. Write some letters literary for our private secretary. He is shaky in his spelling, so we help him if we can. Then in view of cravings inner, we go down and order dinner. Then we polish the regalia and the coronation plate. Spend an hour in meditation and devise our next vacation to dispatch official business that requires a head of state. Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of the king, yet the duties are delightful and the privilege is great. But the privilege and the pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is to do official business that requires a head of state. Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of the king, yet the duties are delightful and the privilege is great. But the privilege and the pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is to do official business that requires a head of state. After lunch and scallopini and a very dry martini, if we've nothing in particular to do, we may make a proclamation or receive a deputation, then we possibly create a peer or two. Next we cancel all our meetings with the press. They are nasty and quite lacking in finesse. Or we dress and hurry off without delay to the festival, a picnic, or a play. And of course we're always eager to share work, however meager, to augment our royal income or pay off the public debt. We'll lend out our reputation to some shaky corporation and then legislate a wind-up when the payments can be met. If we thought that we were able, we would pay the fee for cable. Then we'd dine and watch the Journal, and at 12:30 or 1, with the pleasure that's emphatic, we'd retire to our attic with the gratifying feeling that our duty has been done. Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of the king, but of pleasures there are many, and of worries there are none. And the culminating pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is the gratifying feeling that our duty has been done. Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of the king, but of pleasures there are many, and of worries there are none. And the culminating pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is the gratifying feeling that our duty has been done.
Yes, it really is a very pleasant existence. They're also singularly kind and considerate. You don't find them all wanting to do this or wanting to do that or saying it's my turn now. No, they let us have all the fun to ourselves and never seem to grudge it.
It makes one feel quite selfish. It almost seems like taking advantage of their good nature.
And how nice they were about the double rations.
Most considerate. There's only one thing lacking to make us thoroughly comfortable.
And that is?
The dear little wives we left behind us 3 months ago.
Yes, it is dull without female society. We can do without everything else, but we can't do without that.
And if we have that in perfection, we have everything. There is only one recipe for perfect happiness. Take a pair of sparkling eyes hidden ever and anon. but heed the mild surprise, having passed the Rubicon, take a pair of rosy lips. Take a figure trimly planned, such as admiration whets. Be particular in this. Take a tender little hand, fringed with dainty fingerets. Press it, in parenthesis. Take all these, you lucky man. Take and keep them if you can. If you can, take all these, you lucky man. Take and keep them if you can. If you can. Take a pretty little cot, quite a miniature affair, hung about with trellised vine. Furnish it upon the spot with the treasures rich and rare I've endeavored to define. Live to love and love to live, you will ripen at your ease, growing on the sunny side. Fate has nothing more to give. You're a dainty man to please. If you're not satisfied, take my counsel, happy man. Act upon it if you can. Take my counsel, happy man. Act upon it if you can. If you can. Take my counsel, happy man. Act upon it if you can. Act upon it if you can. Happy man, if you take my counsel, happy man. Act upon it if you can. If you can. Take my counsel, happy man. Act upon it if you can. Take a pair of sparkling eyes, happy man, if you can.
Didn't we know? But without your society, existence was slow and we wanted variety. Existence was slow and we wanted variety. Yes, we wanted variety. So here we are at the risk of our lives, and we brought your voice into the din, to the din. We crossed the lane and we don't go to din to return our in.
Tessa.
Giuseppe, Marco,
Gianetto.
after sailing to this island,
Tossing in a manner frightful,
we are all once more on dry land.
and we find the change delightful.
As at home we've been remaining, we've not seen you both for ages.
Tell me, are you fond of raining? How's the food and what's the wages?
Does your new employment please you?
How does royalizing strike you?
Is it difficult or easy?
Do you think your subjects like you?
I am anxious to elicit. Is it plain and easy steering?
Take it all together, is it better fun than God-delirium?
We shall both go on requesting till you tell us, never doubt it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. We will both go on requesting till you tell them, never doubt it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. It's the populace exacting.
Do they keep you at a distance?
All unaided are you acting?
Or do they provide assistance?
When you're busy, have you got to get up early in the morning?
If you do what you ought not to do, they give the usual warning.
With a horse do they equip you?
Lots of trumpeting and drumming.
Do the royal tradesmen tip you?
Ain't the livery becoming?
Does your human being inner feed on everything that's nice?
Do they give you wine for dinner? Peaches, sugar, plums, and ices?
We shall both go on requesting till you tell us, never doubt it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. We will both go on requesting till you tell them, never doubt it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. We shall both go on requesting till you tell us, never doubt it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. Everything is interesting. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. Tell us all about it. Tell us all about it.
This is indeed a most delightful surprise.
Yes, we thought you'd like it. Well, you see, it was like this. After you left, we felt very dull and mopey, and the days crawled by, and you never wrote. So at last I said to Jeanette, I can't stand this any longer. Those two poor monarchs haven't got anyone to mend their stockings, or sew on their buttons, or patch their clothes. At least I hope they haven't. Let us pack up a change and go and see how they're getting on. Well, she said done. And they all said done. And we asked old Giacomo to lend us his boat, and he said done. And we've crossed the sea, and thank goodness that's done. And here we are. And I'm done.
And now, which one of you is king?
And which of us is queen?
That we shan't know until Nurse turns up. But never mind that. The question is, how shall we celebrate the commencement of our honeymoon? Gentlemen, will you allow us to offer you a magnificent banquet?
We will!
Well, thank you very much. And ladies, what do you say to a dance?
A banquet and a dance? Oh, it's too much happiness!
Buenas noches. Is a fantasy ball?
No, not exactly. Just a little friendly dance. Sorry you're late.
But I saw a groom dancing and a footman.
Oh, that's the Lord High Footman.
And goodness gracious me, look, a common little cook.
Oh, no, that's the Lord High Cook.
Oh, but surely the servants' hall is the place for these gentlemen.
Oh, dear, no. We've appropriated the servants' hall. It's the royal apartment, inaccessible only by tickets obtainable at the Prime Minister's office.
We really needed to have some place we could call our own.
I'm afraid I'm not quite equal to the intellectual pressure of this conversation.
You see, the monarchy's been remodeled on Republican principles.
What?
All departments rank equally, and everyone is at the head of his department.
I see. Oy.
I'm afraid you're annoyed.
No, I won't say that. It's not quite what I expected. You see, in every court and parliament, there are distinctions which must be observed.
There are there?
Why, of course there are. Hey, for instance, you wouldn't have the Minister of Finance playing leapfrog with his own cook.
Why not?
Why not? Because the Minister of Finance is a personage of great dignity who should never, under any circumstances, place himself in the position of being told to bend over. Except by parliamentarians of his own rank. The Minister of Health and Welfare, for instance. She might tell the Minister of Finance to bend over. But certainly not a cook, gentlemen, certainly not a cook.
Not even a Lord High Cook.
Ah, young friend. That is a position which is not recognized at the Prime Minister's office. At least not any longer. You see, in the beginning, there was a king who started out as a Prime Minister. Listen, and I'll tell you his story. There lived a king, as I've been told, in the wonder-working days of old, when hearts were twice as good as gold, and 20 times as mellow. Charisma triumphed in his face, though arrogant he found a place for all the wretched human race and every voting fellow. When new elections gave him pause, he fought for every upright cause and promised to reform the laws, 'cause most of them were shoddy.
Yes, shoddy, 'cause most of them were shoddy.
He wished on men as rich as he, and he was rich as rich could be. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody.
Now that's the kind of king for me. He wished all men as rich as he. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody.
Most franchise voters changed their hats. The Tories and New Democrats were blinded by his smart cravats and brilliant education. His new regime brought sunlit days. Society was just, they say, and all got jobs without delay to plan his coronation. New roads were built, construction spread. The state was banished from the bed. And paradise lay just ahead, or so said all his minions.
His minions, or so said all his minions.
All sorts of folks received their place, and even gondoliers gained face. But all was gold and nothing base throughout his wide dominions.
Now that's a fate that we'd embrace, for even gondoliers gained face. Though all was gold and nothing base throughout his wide dominions.
That king, although no one denies, his heart was of a liberal size. Yet he'd have acted otherwise if he'd had been a Tory. The end is easily foretold when every novelty grows old, and all that glitters is not gold, is just the same old story. When party leaders promise much, you should suspect their friendly touch. And don't forget your treat is Dutch. It all costs everybody.
Costs everybody. It all costs everybody.
In short, whoever you may be, to this conclusion you'll agree. When everyone is somebody, then no one's anybody.
Now that's as plain can be. To this conclusion we agree. When everyone is somebody, then no one's anybody. When everyone is somebody, then no one's
As years went by, his charms wore down, his smile replaced by shrug and frown. But still he wore his golden crown with the help of Eastern voters. Recessions came, depressions went, the bank rate rose 19%, and scandals rocked his government, but he retained promoters. Some said they thought he'd hear the call to quit his throne for Montreal. Hey, by gar. But he stood fast, withstood them all, surprising everybody.
Yes, everybody, surprising everybody.
In short, whatever king you see, be sure to trace his family tree. Prime ministers are bourgeoisie.
And just like anybody, now that's as plain can be. To this conclusion we agree. Prime ministers are bourgeoisie, and just like anybody.
And now I have some important news to communicate. His Grace the Duke of Plaza Toro, Her Grace the Duchess, and their beautiful daughter Casilda. I say their beautiful daughter Casilda. Oh, los cancelamos, amigos. She fantastical. We heard you. I've arrived in Barataria and may be here at any moment.
But the Duke and Duchess are nothing to us.
Oh, but the beautiful daughter. Whoa, the beautiful daughter. Oh, you're a lucky dog, one of you.
I think you're a very incomprehensible old gentleman.
Not a bit. Listen, and I'll explain. Many years ago, when you, whichever you are, were a little bambino, you, ay caramba, whichever you are, were married to a little girl who has grown up to be the most beautiful young señorita in Spain. That beautiful young señorita will be here to claim you in half an hour, and I congratulate that one, hey, whichever it is, with all my heart.
Married when a baby?
But we were married 3 months ago.
Only one of you, only one. The other, whichever it is an unintentional bigamist.
Well, upon my word!
Caramba, who are these young people?
Who are we? Why, they're wives, of course. We've just arrived.
They're wives. Now, this complicates matters.
Do you mean to say that one of these monarchs was already married?
And that neither of us will be queen?
That is the idea I intended to convey.
Tessa, my dear, dear child.
Get away. Perhaps it's you.
My poor, poor little woman.
Don't! Who knows whose husband you are?
And pray, why didn't you tell us about it before they left Venice?
Because if I had, no earthly temptation would have induced these gentlemen to leave too. Such extremely fascinating, utterly irresistible, sweet young senoritas.
There's something in that.
I may also suggest that you will not be kept long in suspense, for the old lady who nursed the royal child is at present in the torture chamber waiting for me to interview her.
Poor old girl. Hadn't you better go and put her out of her suspense?
Oh, no, he's no hurry. Hey, she's all right. Hey, she has all sorts of amusements. The rack and the thumb screws and other trivial pursuits. However, I must go. Duty calls, as they say. Amigos, ciao.
Here's a pleasant state of things.
Oh, delightful. One of us is married to 2 young ladies and nobody knows which. And the other is married to 1 young lady whom nobody can identify.
And one of us is married to one of you, and the other one is married to nobody.
But which of us is married to which of you? And what's to become of the other one?
It's very simple. Observe. 2 husbands have managed to acquire 3 wives. 3 wives, 2 husbands? Oh, that's 2/3 of a husband to each wife.
Mount Vesuvius, here we are in arithmetic. My good sir, one can't marry a vulgar fraction.
You've no right to call me a vulgar fraction.
We are getting rather mixed. The situation is entangled. Let's try and comb it out.
In a contemplative fashion and a tranquil frame of mind, free from
let us grasp the situation, solve the complicated plot. Quiet, calm deliberation disentangles every knot.
I no doubt Giuseppe wedded lads, of course, a slice of luck. He's rather underhanded, still distinctly he's a duck.
I a victim to a Cupid Marco married, that is clear. He's particularly stupid, still distinctly he's a dear.
Janetta, I was mated, I can prove it in a trice. Though her charms are overrated, still I own she's rather nice.
I to Tessa willy-nilly, all at once a victim fell. She is what is called a silly, still she answers pretty well. She's a silly, still she answers pretty well.
Now when we were pretty babies, someone married us, that's clear.
And if I can catch her on picture and scratch her and send her away with a flea in her ear.
But that young lady married to receive her can't refuse.
If I overtake her on warrant, I'll make her to shake in her aristocratical shoes.
If she married your Giuseppe, you and he will have to part.
If I have to do it, I warrant she'll rue it. I'll teach her to marry the man of my heart. If she married Messer Marco, you're a spinster.
No matter if I can get at her, I doubt if her mother will know her again.
If I have
no
to do it, I warrant she'll
I was
Tessa willy-nilly, all at once a victim fell. She is what is called a silly, rather silly, 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 still she answers pretty well.
Quiet, calm deliberation disentangles every knot.
With ducal pomp and ducal pride, amongst these comers, O ye Celtal drummers, comes Berenaria's high-born bride. These sounding cymbals clang. She comes to claim the royal hand. Proclaim their graces, O ye noble pieces of the king who rules this goodly land. Ye praise and passes back. She comes to claim the royal hand. Ye praise and passes back.
This polite attention touches heart of duke
and heart of duchess who resign their pet.
with profound regret.
She of beauty was a model
When a tiny tiddle toddle, and at 21,
she's excelled by none.
At 21,
She's excelled by none at 21.
she's excelled by none.
She comes to claim the royal hand. Proclaim their graces, O ye noble princes of the king who rules this goodly land. Ye praise and passes back.
Now, be good enough to inform His His Majesty that His Grace, the immeasurably wealthy Duke of Plaza Toro, Incorporated, has arrived and begs...
Desires?
Demands an audience. And now, my child, prepare to receive the husband to whom you were united under such interesting and romantic circumstances.
But which is it, Papa? There are two of them.
Oh, it is true that at present His Majesty is a double gentleman. But as soon as the circumstances of his marriage have been ascertained, he will ipso facto become a single gentleman, thus presenting a unique example of an individual who becomes a single man and a married man by the same operation.
I have known instances in which the characteristics of both conditions existed concurrently in the same individual.
Ah, he couldn't have been a Plaza Toro.
Oh, couldn't he, though?
Well, whatever happens, I shall, of course, be a dutiful wife. But I can never love my husband.
Oh, I don't know. It's extraordinary what unprepossessing people one can love if one gives one's mind to it.
Oh, I loved your father.
My love, that remark was a little hard, I think.
It was very difficult, my dear. But I said to myself, that man is a duke, and I will love him. Several of my relations bet I couldn't, but I did. Desperately. The day that I was wedded to your admirable sire, I acknowledge that I dreaded an explosion of his ire. I was overcome with panic, for his temper was volcanic, and I didn't dare revolt, for I feared a thunderbolt. I was always very wary, for his fury was ecstatic, his refined vocabulary most unpleasantly emphatic. To the thunder of this Tartar, I went under like a martyr. When intently he was fuming, I was gently unassuming. When reviling me completely, I was smiling very sweetly. I was smiling very sweetly, very sweetly. Giving him the very best and getting back the very worst. That is how I tried to tame your great progenitor at first. Giving him the very best and getting back the very worst. That is how I tried to tame your great progenitor at first. But I found that a reliance on my threatening appearance and a resolute defiance of marital interference and the gentle intimation of my firm determination to see what I could do to be wife and husband too was the only thing required for to make his temper supple, and you couldn't have desired a more reciprocating couple, ever willing to be wooing. We were billing, we were cooing. When I merely from him parted, we were nearly broken-hearted. When in sequel reunited, we were equally delighted. We were equally delighted. So with double-shotted guns and colours nailed to the mast, I tamed your insignificant progenitor at last. So with double-shotted guns and colours nailed to the mast, I tamed your insignificant progenitor at last.
Hope is that when my husband sees what a shady family he is married into, he will repudiate the contract altogether.
Shady? A nobleman shady who is blazing in the the luster of unaccustomed pocket money. What a silly thing to say, just when I'd been floated at a premium.
Surely your majesty is aware that as soon as your father was publicly floated, he was constantly in demand, increasing his face value immensely and making him rather flush.
Child, not to worry. We're in the money now and very influential. Let us tell you how it's done. To help unhappy commoners and add to their enjoyment, affords a man of noble rank congenial employment. Of our attempts we offer you examples illustrative. The work is light, and I may add, it's most remunerative. We'll serve as a patron,
or even a matron.
Our titles have high recognition.
Quite high recognition.
And payments fantastic, are hard cash or plastic, including per diem commission.
Including commission.
Foundation stone laying I find very paying. It adds a large sum to my making.
Large sums to his makings.
At charity dinners, the best of speed spinners, I get 10% on the takings.
1/10 of the takings. I'll help any lady whose conduct is shady and give her a title that's fancy.
A title that's fancy.
I'll even request her to shun polyester when dining with Ronnie and Nancy.
With Ronnie and Nancy. A smashing new fashion she'll grasp with a passion and pose for whoever will hire her.
There's lots who would hire her. A sum in addition they pay for permission for quotes in the National Enquirer.
The National Enquirer. We link up with judges through phone calls or nudges and modest financial persuasion.
Quite modest persuasion.
So if you've a hearing, you'll find us endearing. We fix rates for every occasion.
Yes, every occasion.
I sit by selection upon the direction of several companies numbered.
All companies numbered.
As soon as they're floated, I'm freely banknoted. It's funny that no one has wondered.
Not anyone wondered. At debutante party, I'm loud and quite hearty, and I'm by no means a beginner.
She's not a beginner.
To one of my station, the remuneration, $15 and dinner.
And wine with her dinner.
I write letters blatant on medicines patented. Use any others you mustn't.
Believe me, you mustn't.
And vow my complexion derives its perfection from Ivory's soap, which it doesn't.
It certainly doesn't. We're ready as witness to anyone's fitness to fill any place or preferment.
A place or preferment. We're often in waiting at junket or fating, and sometimes attend an interment.
We enjoy an interment. In short, if you kindle the spark of a swindle, your simpletons into your clutches, yes, into your clutches. Or hoodwink a banker, you cannot be swanker.
Then trot out a duke or a duchess.
A duke.
Or a duchess.
Now, if you want candor, we'll fabricate slander and give it a source that's quite noble.
Both very noble.
Our letters to papers are good headline makers. We're friendly with Peter at Global.
We're known down at Global. In a striking new gown, I'll parade up and down for the dollars and cents that I get.
For whatever you get. But remember, my dear, though you may be sincere, a good morning begins with Gillette. Good morning, Gillette. Your Majesty, their Majesties.
The Duke of Plaza Toro, I believe.
Incorporated. Allow me to present
The young lady one of us married.
Gentlemen, I am the most obedient servant of one of you.
Buongiorno. Pleased to meet you.
Louis.
I am now about to address myself to the gentleman whom my daughter married. Now, the other may allow his attention to wander if he likes, for what I am about to say does not concern him. Sir, you will find in this young lady a combination of excellences which you would search for in vain in any young lady who had not the good fortune to be my daughter. Now, there is some little doubt as to which gentleman I am addressing, and which is the gentleman who is allowing his attention to wander. But when that doubt is solved, I shall say, still addressing the attentive gentleman, take her, and may she make you happier than her mother has made me. If possible. And now, gentlemen, there is a little matter to which I think I am entitled to take exception. I come here in state with Her Grace, the old Duchess, and Her Majesty, my daughter. And what do I find? Do I find, for instance, a guard of honor to receive me? No. No. The town illuminated? No. No. Refreshment provided? No.
No.
A royal salute fired? No.
No.
Triumphal arches erected? No.
No.
The bells set ringing?
No.
No, why not? The House of Commons does it all the time. It is not enough.
It is not enough.
Come along, mon petit chou.
The old birds have gone away and left the young chickens together. That's called tact.
It's very awkward. We really ought to tell her how we are situated. It's not fair to the girl.
Then you do it.
I'd rather not. You.
I don't know how to begin. Madam, I mean, we, that is several of us.
Gentlemen, I am bound to listen to you, but it is only right to tell you that not knowing I was married in infancy, I am head over ears in love with somebody else.
Our case exactly. We are head over ears in love with someone else. In point of fact, our wives.
Your wives? Then you are married? It's not our fault.
We knew nothing about it. We are sisters of misfortune.
My dear girls, I don't blame you. But before we go any further, we must really arrive at some satisfactory arrangement, or we shall get hopelessly complicated.
Here's a case unprecedented, here are king and queen who start. Ever since marriage was first invented, never was known a case so hard. I may be said to have been bisected by a profound catastrophe.
Through a calamity unexpected, I am divisible into three.
I may be said to have been bisected.
I am divisible into three. Through a calamity, I am divisible into three.
Or more or less all, how can you call marriage a state of unity when excellent husbands are bisected, wives are divisible into three? Or more or less all, how can you call marriage a state of unity? More or less all, how can you call marriage a state of unity? More or less all, how can you call marriage a state of unity? Marriage a state of union true, when half of myself has married two girls of me. Are you?
Now let the loyally just gather round. The prince's foster mother has been found. She will declare to silver clarion sound the rightful king. Let him forthwith be crowned. She will be crowned to silver.
The news we see.
This moment mention.
His foster mother.
Is he the king?
Or this my brother?
Speak, woman, speak. Speak, woman, speak.
A royal prince
was by the king entrusted to my fond care, ere I grew old and crusted. When traitors came to steal his son, reputed my own small boy, I deftly substituted. The villains fell into the trap completely. I hid the prince away, still sleeping sweetly. I called him son with pardonable slyness. His name... Louis. Behold his royal highness.
Casilda!
Is this indeed a king? Oh, wondrous revelation! Oh, unexpected situation! This statement we receive with sentiments conflicting. Our hearts rejoice and grieve, each other contradicting. To those whom we adore, we can be reunited. On one point rather sore, but on the whole delighted.
When others claimed thy dainty hand, I waited, waited, waited.
As prudence, so I understand, dictated, tated.
By the journey recorded.
Your pure and patient love is now rewarded, warded.
Once more, London Derry was skillful and wary, free from this one very contented are we. From royalty flying on gondolas flying and merrily crying our apprentice Danny. So goodbye, Cachuca, Fandango, Bolero, we'll dance a farewell to that pleasure. Ozeris and Germans and Guillaume Montero will leave you with feelings of pleasure. Once more, Gondolieri, both skillful and wary, free from this one very contented are we. Once so goodbye, Cachuca, Fandango, Bolero, we'll dance a farewell to that pleasure. Ozeris and Germans and Guillaume Montero will leave you with feelings of pleasure, with feelings of
Thank you.